My plow day is over. I'll show you some video of it here in just a bit, but I thought I'd at least do a little postscript to the thing before we started. So this is a tractor that I'd hoped to use this year. It's an Oliver 1800B, and it runs great. We had a carburetor problem with it last year, replaced that, and it ran fine engine-wise, but when I plowed with it, and I'll show you the plow that I used, it started leaking hydraulic fluid like a sieve, and the high-low part right here was spitting out transmission fluid. That's what you put in it. And I just decided it was leaking too much to use. So didn't get to use it for plow day. That was a disappointment. Here's another tractor that I've used in plow day in the past, and it runs great always. It's a very powerful Farmall M, and but this year I had problems with the hydraulics on it. It has the famous Christmas tree valve, which I'll show you. You can see it right in there. And I got it to work, but in a very awkward way, which would have meant having both hands off the wheel as I was engaging the hydraulics, and that wasn't going to work real well. And then I had this Farmall 400 that I hoped to use. I had a 3-bottom mounted plow for it. I finally got the hydraulics to work right and lift it, but then this adjustment here quit working. There's something in the gearbox there that raises and lowers this eagle hitch arm that's shot. So either I'd have to get a new one or rebuild that, but couldn't use that one either. So these tractors had to set out. And I'll show you another one over here that had to sit out too. Bear with me just a second. Is this Farmall Oliver 1750, which I actually did plow a fair amount with up here on my own ground that I didn't have in plow day. But it had some issues with the distributor. And mainly, I don't even know how it ran, but one or two of the spark plug wires were not connected properly. And it's a mystery to both me and the other fellow that helped me work on it, how that we could even get it started and run with that situation. But we did get that firing order straightened out. We disconnected the advance on the distributor, which runs from the exhaust here back over to the distributor. I can kind of show you where it connects in here. So we cut that off. That seemed to help a bit. I have another distributor that I just got, a new one, without the advance, and may end up putting that on there at some point in time. But anyway, this one plowed a fair amount up here. I didn't bring it down for plow day because it just got it working, and I didn't want to drive it all the way down the road and having a problem again, so we didn't use it. We did use the Oliver Super 77, which you'll see here, and it's a great tractor, and you'll see that in the video. Didn't use this Farmall M, another Farmall M that I have. Really need a trip plow for this, and a 2-bottom plow for this one, because this M is not near as powerful as the other one. Other one I think could pull 4 bottoms. This one really struggles with 3, so it probably should have a 2-bottom plow with it, which I don't have. This is the plow that fits on my John Deere 730. It's a John Deere 810 plow. Did a great job. I plowed most of the ground this year with it. And here's the old standby John Deere 730 that I used. Great tractor, and more about that in the videos. And then this is the Oliver plow that I used. A good plow does a good job. It's all cleaned up now. Everything's put away for another year, but I hadn't used this for a couple of years. Used it, and it did fine. Ground was really hard this year. And here's a plow that I used with the Oliver 1800B. I only made about 4 or 5 rounds with this plow before the hydraulic leaking started, and so wasn't able to use this plow. So the other plow is in the barn over there, and I'll show them to you before we start the plowing action. So this is the International 60 plow. I pulled that behind my International 450, which I'll show you in a bit too. And it always does a nice job. So had good luck with this plow. And then finally this plow over here, the last plow that we've used this year is the Oliver 548 4-bottom plow. Pulled that behind the 1750. It did fine. It's a big, heavy plow, as you can see. And at any rate, those are the plows that I've used. And finally, here is the International 450 that I used to pull that International 60 plow. Well, I had one big mistake that I made in my videos that you'll see coming up. I can't really get it corrected, but I referred to a John Deere as a Farmall. I think I've done that in the past. I don't know what's on my brain when I make that kind of a thing. One's green, one's red. You think you know the difference, but I did do that. So all of you, please bear with me when you hear that comment. And upcoming next then are our Plow Day videos. Thank you for watching these things, and God bless you. Well, here today at my 2025 Plow Day. It's the 13th annual Plow Day that I've had. And I'm going to give you a little bit of the lineup here to start. We got a John Deere B pulling a 2-bottom John Deere plow. I think it's 214. Could be 212. Not real sure. Here's a tractor that I once owned. It's a Alice Chalmers WD-45. He's going to plow with it here today. Good luck with that, because I never had very good luck with it plowing. But they're going to run it up here and see how it works. But at any rate, sold it to this fellow last year after it had fixed it up a little bit. I think it's a pretty good tractor, so we'll see how it runs. But I always admired that tractor. That was something that neighbors had that just seemed to, for the size of the tractor pulling a 3-bottom plow, it really did well. Now over here is a Case Centennial plow. They've been plowing with it. He said he hit a rock this morning, broke the tip off of one of the shares, so you can see it down there. Hopefully it'll get in this ground. Our ground is hard this year, and we'll see how that works. But this is a real nice Farmall M. He could probably pull a better 3-bottom plow, but 2 doesn't work it too hard. This is my good friend's tractor, Ted Whiteman, who's 87. So pretty good to be still 87 years old and getting on tractors. Now over here is a Farmall A that Ray Even owns. And it's going to be hooked up to a 2-bottom plow here. I'll show you in a second. But they just got this running the other day. It had been setting for a couple of years. So anxious to see how this one works. That could have been, in its day, a 3-bottom plow tractor, but he's going to pull 2. This is one of my tractors. It's an Oliver Super 77. It's a good tractor. It's got this plow on it that I'm not really sure what it is. It's an Oliver plow. I've used it in the past, and it does a good job turning over ground. And we'll see how it goes today. This has been a very good tractor. It's got some unique features on it, like these spin-out hubs. And I put this front weight on it in the front, mainly for looks, but that's the base weight that you start with on a Super 77. Anyway, it's got good hydraulics, power steering, always runs pretty good. Over here is the 2-bottom plow that the John Deere A is going to pull here. So you can see that. And then this is a very interesting thing to me. John Deere D. This does a really nice job. He's got it fixed up very nice. It runs well. He's pulling this 3-bottom plow, no coulters, which should we find down here in the ground, but it's all steel. And last time he had it down here, he did a really nice job with it. Anyway, John Deere D, they made this for eons. I think started back maybe in the late 20s and continue on into maybe 1950 or so. Some of you John Deere people might want to correct me on that, but I know it ran for a long time. Had a good run. And then over here, behind this truck, is my Farmall 450 with an International 60 plow. And this did a good job. Sometimes the plow wants to raise up in the ground in the front, and you have to adjust the angle right here to do that. From tractor to tractor, I found with this fast hitch, I can just simply raise and lower that hitch and it adjusts that fine. So that's how I'm gonna have it work. It's a good tractor. I've had it now for maybe 10 years and plowed with it here last year and did a fine job. Hope to do the same this year. It's got the base weights or the front weights on it, which some people think detract from the look. I've got a fast hitch plow for this tractor too, and you kind of need those weights on the front if you have a fast hitch plow hooked up to it. This is my old standby John Deere 730 with a 4-bottom John Deere 810 plow. This is a good setup for this. Works real fine. And this has been a really good tractor. Got the 6-pack weights on the front of it. It's a diesel electric start. It's been a very reliable tractor for me. So going down here further, you can see the crowd that we have right now. They're getting fueled up, ready to go. Here maybe 10 or 15 minutes we'll get started. This is Tim McWhorter's Oliver 880. Very nice tractor that they restored for, he restored this for a customer a number of years ago. And when the customer just sold his collection, he bought it back from him, or bought it from him. And it's always runs great. Does a nice job plowing. This plow is a very good plow. He's had this for a few years, but it's an Oliver plow. It's got that dial-o-matic hitch, and always runs good. It has a unique thing that I think is kind of a homemade device. A way to steer the thing is when you're backing it up is using this particular lever right here. So at any rate, that's the lineup. Here's the ground we're going to plow. More to follow. comes the Farmall A. Raven, good friend. He's giving it its last look. I think he's thinking of selling this tractor. We'll watch him go around here. Follow him a little bit. There he goes. Not quite in the dirt just yet. Trying to straight out the row. There he goes.